in my notes, I just wrote 8. 8. Charlie XCX. Renaissance should have got one. Lemonade should have got one. Self-Titled should have got one. Four should have got one. Hell, all Beyonce albums should have got one. What's going on, guys and gals? It's your boy Guy, and today I'm recapping the 2025 Grammys. And before we get started, make sure you all like, comment, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you're notified anytime I post new content. And you all know the drill. Let's get into the video. Now, first up, we have Billie Eilish and Phineas performing Birds of a Feather, We Should Stick Together and Die, which was one of my favorite songs from 2024. I mean, it was everywhere. The vocals on that song, and if you haven't seen my Tiny Desk reaction to it, like, I really love that song. It just puts me in a good mood. So they went out there. Billie Eilish was dressed like me in 2000, like literally 2000. I was wearing baggy clothes, baggy shirts, baggy pants, tall tees. Yep, and my white tee. Yep, and my white tee. That's how I felt when I was looking at Billie Eilish, but I love her aesthetic, her whole vibe, and I love that she doesn't feel like she has to fit in this box of just, you know, being dressy and putting on makeup and all of that other stuff. She's just unapologetically her, which I love, and I think that's why a lot of people gravitate towards Billie Eilish. I think the performance was pretty good. I do think that the vocals were, it may have just been the volume of the mic or whatever the case may be, but her vocals seemed a little low with the instrumental. But all in all, it still was a good performance. I liked the background that they had. They were like in a wilderness. It reminded me a little bit of Frank Ocean's performance when he was up there with I think he was like the clouds of the mountains. I don't know where he was at. He was somewhere, but it reminded me a little bit of that. And then they had like pictures of her and Phineas when they were like kids. I think that was them anyway. It looked like it could have been them, but there were pictures of some kids behind them, which I'm assuming was them. And yeah, it was a pretty good performance. So shout out to you, Billie Eilish. And if you haven't watched my Tiny Desk reaction, as I said, make sure you check that out as well. Next up, we have Sabrina Carpenter. Please, please, please don't prove I'm right. So Sabrina Carpenter went out there and she performed Please, 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 as well as Espresso. Now, I have to say that I like her as a performer. She is very comedic. Like, I think that a lot of people take themselves serious when they perform, and I like that she, you know, lets loose and doesn't mind being silly. And, you know, especially with her being so pretty, you would think that she's kind of like, no, I have to be serious, I have to always look good. But, you know, it's okay to make fun of yourself. It's okay to go out there and just have a good time. I liked when she was bumping into her dancers or stepping on their feet and the house was falling and she went down the stairs, but she was behind the stairs. All in all, it was just, I don't know, I feel like it was a pretty good performance. It was the first time I've actually seen her perform like outside of the Tiny Desk, and I really enjoyed it. Like I said, even with her Tiny Desk performance, if you haven't watched that, go and check that out as well. But I said in there that I like that she does have that humor, that sense of humor about herself, and that like comedic timing. So yeah, it was a really good performance. I do think that her vocals were a little low too, just as I said with Billie Eilish, but she still sounds good. She looks amazing. I mean, she's one of those people who is just like very, very pretty. Like when I see her, I'm just like, damn, you are like a very beautiful woman. But she gave me like a Marilyn-esque kind of vibe, like kind of pin up, kind of old Hollywood glam. And yeah, she delivered. She killed the looks, and shout out to you, Sabrina Carpenter. Next up, we had Cardi B coming out there. She was presenting Best Rap Album, of course, with Invasion of Privacy being the last time I feel like it was her last album, guys. I mean, Cardi, where's the album? She said it's supposed to be coming soon, but she came out looking amazing to present the award. And of course, I already knew that Colin, that's her stylist, already knew that he got her together. He always has her looking like $1,000,000. Look at the feathers at the bottom of the dress. Like, I love a dress that has like feathers and just, I don't know, it's just dramatic, and Cardi kills it every time. I believe that she's somebody who's becoming sort of like a fashion icon. So of course she had to go out there like, already know Cardi is extra dramatic, and I like that she is unapologetically herself as well, and she'll go out there, does not care the setting, and she's going to be straight New York every trip. The winner of the best rap album went to Doechii, and I was so excited about that, y'all. When I tell y'all, I was literally brought to tears, and I don't even know why. Like, Doechii is somebody who I really discovered after doing like her Tiny Desk performance and seeing her on Stephen Colbert, and I kind of fell in love with her. Like, I was new to her. Like, I really hadn't heard about her or anything. Like I've heard about her because I think she was supposed to be on, or she did go on tour with Doja Cat for a little bit. When I went to see Doja Cat, it was Ice Spice, so I didn't get a chance to actually see her perform. So to see her during her Tiny Desk and Stephen Colbert, I was like, hold on, I like her. And then even like her Now Is a River music video. So to then see her on this stage, and seeing her as a dark-skinned black woman win this award, you know, I don't know, it just made me feel good. And I just felt like it was nice. I felt seen for some reason, especially just being dark skinned. You know, oftentimes you do have people like Cardi B who is fair skinned, or, you know, you would think like a Nicki Minaj who is fair skinned, or a Doja Cat who is fair skinned. You know what I mean? And Doechii is out there putting on for the dark skinned people. And, you know, and it's not like dark versus light or anything like that, but representation is important even amongst black people. So I was excited to see her win. Like I said, I actually had tears in my eyes, and I really was just like screaming for it. And like I said, I'm new to Doechii, but I am like so excited for her and excited to see what she does, because I really want to see her on tour, and then even like with her performance. But I'm gonna talk about that in a minute. But yeah, it was dope that Cardi was the one to present it to her too, just to show that sort of unity amongst like female rappers as well, because they're, you know, they get a bad rep that there's always beef amongst them. So I like that Cardi was the one that presented it to her. And then we had Sabrina Carpenter, who won Best Pop Solo Performance and Best Pop Album. Now, before I get into Sabrina, I just want to say I was pissed that Ari was snubbed. I do feel like Ari should have won Best Pop Album. My opinion. I'll give Sabrina Carpenter Espresso for Best Pop solo performance, but Best Pop Album, Ariana Grande, she got snubbed all the way across the board, and I believe that's why she didn't attend the awards. But yeah, I feel like she should have won Best Pop Album. I'm sorry, the album was like front to back, like amazing, and that was one of my favorite Ariana Grande albums. But this is about Sabrina Carpenter. But yeah, so she won for Espresso, and for the album she won for Short and Sweet. Like I said, she's a beautiful woman, and I do like a few of the songs from listening to her Tiny Desk. I do like a few of her songs. I wasn't familiar with her. Honestly, I didn't even really know the Espresso song. Like, I would hear it places, but it just wasn't my vibe like that. But then it is like super catchy. But once I heard Please, 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 and the only reason I even got hip to Please, Please, Please was because Halle Bailey did a cover of it, and I love Halle's cover. If you haven't heard it, go and check it out. But yeah, that's really how I found Sabrina Carpenter. I really, you know, she came out of nowhere for me. I mean, some people have followed her. I guess she was like on Disney, I believe. But she was new to me. So yeah, but I'm excited that she did get, because I believe this was her first time winning Grammys. So shout out to you, Sabrina Carpenter. Keep going. I'm sure she has a bright future ahead of her. Like, she's one of those girls, I can see her like making her way through the industry. Next, we have a Chappelle Roan's performance. She did Pink Pony Club. Even though I was surprised that she didn't do Good Luck Babe, but she probably like, look, I already performed that. I'm doing Pink Pony Club, which I like that song too. And then Red Wine Supernova. I really wish she would have did that song. Red Wine Supernova, fall right into me. But yeah, she performed Pink Pony Club. She came out on a life size My Little Pony, and she killed it. She had her, I think, like rodeo clowns. I'm like, hold on, is you trying to come for Beyonce? I'm just joking. But she came out there with the rodeo clowns. The vocals were on point. I feel like she had, as far as like her, Billy, and Sabrina, I feel like she had like the best vocals. And then I actually could hear her, like she was really projecting over the instrumental. So yeah, she killed it. She looked good. Yeah, but like I said, I was surprised that she didn't do Please Please Please. I mean, not Please Please Please. I was surprised that she didn't do Good Luck Babe. It's fine, it's cool. You can say that we are nothing, but you know the truth, and guess I. Next up, we have Beyonce winning Best Country Mother Album. All right, Beyonce, they wouldn't let you come to the AMC. What is it? The American Country Awards. I don't even know what it is, but the country CMAs. They wouldn't let her come to the Country Music Awards, and they didn't even want to nominate her. But you know what? F y'all, because the Grammys are top tier. That's what really matters. You know, so even though y'all didn't nominate her, she still won what really mattered. And it's so funny because as they pan the audience with the messy cameraman out there, a lot of those country artists were actually pissed. I believe, I like looking at their faces, I feel like they felt that they should have won, but no. Beyonce's creativity was just like, she brought it home. Little down in here, look at here. Shout out to Beyonce and Cowboy Carter, and I thought it was pretty cool, and just showing that unity of Taylor Swift presenting Best Country Album, because that's how she got her start. Walking the streets with you and your worn out jeans, and then them just showing that girl power, just because everybody tries to pit them against each other. But I love that she was the person who gave her the award, and Beyonce, you know, just talked about people trying to put her in a box, and just put artists in a box, and having genres to put people in their places. Like, yeah, you're black, you should be R&B. Oh, you're this, you should be this. But no, Beyonce said, I'm going to do each and every genres that I want to. These genres are mine. I'm going to do it. And she said, shout out to Linda Martell, who said, genres are a funny thing. Shout out to Cowboy Carter. But I was so happy that she won. I wasn't sure if she was going to get it or not, just because she didn't win Best Country Song, and I think like Best Country Performance or something like that. But so I didn't know if she was going to win or not. So I was really excited. And it's so funny because that meme now, her like, what? And Blue like, Ma, get up. Like, let's go. What the hell? Yeah, I love that she had Blue and Jay-Z there, even though Mama Tina didn't come, because she said she got tired of them slapping her baby in the face and not giving her just due. But yeah, shout out to you, Beyonce. I cannot wait to see Cowboy Carter, because I will be getting tickets. I am a member of the Beehive, so I am going to be buying tickets during that pre-sale. I will be in the hoedown section, Club Hoedown. But yeah, I was so excited for Beyonce, and I can't wait to see what she does with Act 3, especially if it's going to be a rock album. Yeah, shout out to you, B. Next up, we have Doechii. Let me tell y'all something. Doechii is a performer. Let me say that again. Doechii is a performer. Listen, when it comes to female rappers, a lot of them can rap. A lot of them got the flow. A lot of them got the look. All of that. Doechii is one of those ones that has it all. When I tell you the top 2 female rap performers, Doechii and Doja Cat, they kill it. They understand it. And I think that's why Doja had Doechii come with her on tour. Like, they get it. And like I said, they have similarities to me. Like, I can see the inspiration. And they both kill it. They understand the stage. They know they body. They know the actions that they want to do. They're so creative, especially like with their choreography. Like, Doechii coming down there holding her leg, I like drugs. I like to, you know what I mean? Like top tier. When I tell you in my notes, I just wrote 8. 8. Doechii 8. She killed the performance. And I feel like if you, because I was seeing like comments, people like, Nicki Minaj, Nicki Minaj. Like a lot of barbs, I guess, was coming out the woodwork pissed. The scammies. Yeah, because how did she win one in Pink Friday? Listen, y'all got to let that hurt go. I understand that Nicki has been snubbed because Nicki should have had a Grammy by now. Nicki paved the way for a lot of these artists. However, to say that Doechii didn't kill this performance, you're crazy. To say that she didn't deserve to win Best Rap Album, you're crazy. Even though I was surprised. I didn't know if she was going to win it or not, but I was ecstatic for her. So y'all got to let that go. And if you have not watched Doechii's performance, you're missing out. You're missing out. You better go watch. I'm trying to tell you. I'm trying to put you on to something. Doechii, come on. When you going on tour? Are you on tour? I don't know. I'm about to look it up. I think I have looked it up. You either already been on tour or you may go. You haven't gone on tour yet. I'm not sure. But yeah, you killed it. Loved it. Next up, we have Ray. Let me tell you something about a vocalist. Now, I don't even know how I found Ray, but I think it was because she reminds me of Amy Winehouse so much. And Amy Winehouse is one of my favorite singers. Rest in peace, Amy. But she reminds me of Amy Winehouse, and she just has that vocal like powerhouse. Just like she gets it. She gets it. Like vocally, when she was belting on that stage, I'm like, hold on. And she was just the breath control. Like, she's kind of slept on because she's a songwriter and she's a singer, a vocalist, a singer. When I tell you, and I love the whole big band, she just has a whole different vibe. Like I don't know, she's just kind of in her own lane to me, and I don't know, she just puts on a performance, and the vocals are always top tier. She's singing live. Like some people, you know, listen, some people don't sing live, but Ray, you killed that performance. I'm trying to see what else notes I had about Ray, because let's see. Amy Winehouse. Oh, I also wrote 8 for her as well, because 8. And I said that she was belting. The vocals were A1. Shout out to you, Ray. So best new artist went to Chappelle Roan, and she took the time to address like livable wages for artists in healthcare. You know, oftentimes people think that all artists are just money, they just swimming in money, and actually they're not, and they don't have healthcare. Like, it's not an actual job that, you know, now that you're a singer, this comes with insurance. No, you have to get your own like policies. And she's like, listen, we're putting all of this energy and music and bringing you all this money and all of this, and the least that we can get is a livable wage. The least that we can get is some health care. So I like that was her message, and that she really was trying to take a stance for all of those people in the audience, all of those new up and coming artists who want to break into the industry, or who have thought about like trying to get into the industry and becoming a singer, but you know, have been hesitant because they don't have insurance, or you may feel like they don't have a livable wage. So shout out to her to bring a spotlight to that. Next up was The Weeknd. Now, I guess this was supposed to be like a surprise performance, I think, but I didn't know if I was watching The Weeknd or I was watching Doja Cat. How my demons look. Now that you bitches show. I'm a puppet, I'm a sheep, I'm a cash cow. Listen, he had like the demons coming out the ground, hands just going everywhere. They was out there looking like the at the car wash, the little blow up thing that's just going everywhere. Yeah, it was a very creepy performance. Yeah, that's what I wrote. Creepy performance. They looked like damned souls, but it was a cool performance. The lights were cool when they were like the beams of light were coming out and they were like holding them and all that kind of stuff. It was a pretty cool performance, but Of course, I expected that from The Weeknd. Next up, we have Cynthia Mother Wicked Erivo. Elphaba. Elphaba was out there on that stage, y'all. When I tell you, Cynthia could already sing, but just like I've previously said with Ari and Wicked, they both had like the vocal coach and extra training and all that stuff for the movie. And when I tell you, she ate. I wrote that for her too. When I tell you her vocals were just like smooth like butter, the breath control, her ability to switch into different keys and just hold it and sustain the notes, and man, Cynthia is going places. And I love that they use her for like a lot of tributes for the greats, because she has the vocal ability to do it. She is a vocalist. She has, I'm telling you, she has the chops. She has the chops. And a lot of people like to hate on Cynthia and are mad because just to be mad about everything, and to each their own. But you can have those feelings, but the talent is undeniable. It's there. She was singing "Take Me to the Moon," which she killed, and I cannot wait to see her this summer. I believe it's this summer. I'm going to see her in an orchestra, some concert. But I'm really excited to see her, and I'm sitting front row too. So I'm really excited to see Cynthia, just because I cannot wait for her to just belt in my face. It's like, I can't wait. Next up, we have Best Pop Duo, Bruno Mars and Lady Gaga. And during their speech, Lady Gaga took the time to give a shout out to trans people and to let the world know that they are not invisible and that they are people too. And listen, here's the thing. People just got to let people be people. Everybody is so consumed about what other people are doing with their lives. If somebody wants to be trans, let them, as long as they're an adult. That's my thing. I just think that they should be an adult. But if you're an adult and you want to be trans, be trans. And that should be nobody's business. Nobody should feel any type of way. Now, there is a teeter back and forth whether or not your beliefs should be imposed on other people. And I like, because some people may not want to or believe that they should call you a she if you transition from a man to a woman, or believe that they should call you he if you transition from a woman to a man. So it gets the water gets kind of muddy with that kind of stuff, just because I do believe you have that right to be who you want to be, but other people should not have to conform. I think people should be respectful, but I don't think that people should be forced to conform. I don't know. Just like religion, I don't think that people should impose their religion on other people, or politics, or any of this stuff. Like, that's just my opinion. But like I said, trans people are seen, and there was no better messenger than Lady Gaga. Put your mother paws up, just because Lady Gaga has always supported the LGBTQIA plus community, and nothing has changed. She's still Mother Monster. She's still showing out and making sure that a light is shining on, disenfranchised communities and, different minority groups. Next, we have Best Album of the Year and Record of the Year, and they both went to Kendrick Lamar, a sweep, as Mustard said, which kind of pissed me off because I feel like he wasn't humble. I feel like, I don't know, I don't like when people aren't humble about things. Like, dude, just say, yeah, we won. You could be excited, but you don't have to like, yeah, we swept. Somebody grabbed the broom. Like, I don't know. I'm not that kind of person that I feel like I need to just, I don't know. I feel like you just dogging people for no reason. But there was no doubt in my mind that Kendrick Lamar wasn't going to win record and album of the year. I mean, not album, but record and song of the year. I thought Billie Eilish could have won one of those, just because Birds of a Feather was a banger too, and I feel like that had longevity. But I do think that Not Like Us was like a cultural phenomenon, and it was just like everywhere. It got lawsuits going on from Drake and all kinds of stuff. So um, there there was no doubt in my mind that he was going to win at least one of them, and in this case he swept and got both. Next we had Charlie XCX. I'm gonna have to pass on that one. I was joking. Listen, this was my first time ever listening to a complete song of hers, and this was the first time seeing her perform. And from this performance, she's not my kind of artist. I really didn't care for the song. I felt like the performance was all over the place, and then she was lip syncing. I'm used to performers like Beyonce and Jasmine Sullivan and Tori Kelly and Ariana Grande and people who actually can, sing live and do their thing. So, yeah. Next up, we have Beyonce Giselle Knowles. Beyonce Giselle Knowles. Carter. Beyonce Giselle Knowles Carter. And look at Blue Blue. Look at Blue Blue up there. Beyonce finally got her just due with Album of the Year. She's been snubbed and passed up so many times because Renaissance should have got one, Lemonade should have got one, Self-Titled should have got one, Four should have got one. Hell, all Beyonce albums should have got one. They play my girl time and time again. Like Mama Tina said, you want to bring her there, put the camera on her when she lose. Like, y'all playing in her face. So I'm glad that she got her just due, and with Cowboy Carter, because with this album, she wanted to take back country music and show people the impact that Black people have had in country music, because everybody want to make it seem like, oh no, that's white people's music. No, Black people can't. The banjo is an African instrument. Country music, do you know where cowboy comes from? Cowboys was a derogatory term that white people call Black people. Hey boy, get that cow. That's what it was. But eventually it got popularized, and people like, oh, I want to be a cowboy. Kind of like other words that become popularized, and now everybody want to use them. But I digress. But Beyonce looked phenomenal. I was so excited that she won. I love the fact that all of her peers were excited. Seeing Lady Gaga actually in tears at her winning. Like, she's like, honeybee, you won. Like, shout out to Telephone and Videophone and just their collab. That was an era. And I was just excited to see Lady Gaga, because that's somebody who was out there shooting in the gym. Like, that was an era of like talent. That was an era of actual singing and like performing. Lady Gaga and Beyonce, like when they were out together, that was a time. If you weren't there, you missed out. But and then seeing Cynthia Erivo excited, Taylor Swift, and just everybody really was just ecstatic, just because finally they got it right, and they gave her. And then I know I saw a lot of people like, well, this is her best album, I don't know if she should have won really. Like, shut up. Well, she did. No, geez, he bought him. Yeah, keep talking negativity. At the end of the day, you're broke. And she still paid, and she still is the GOAT, regardless of an award. But it was about time that they got it right. It was about time that they gave her what she deserved. I'm happy for her. Now I'm like, damn, because after Act 3, I feel like now she's complete. She gonna ride off into the sunset with her family and just leave the music industry to who? Who's she leaving it to? But I guess to Taylor Swift. But yeah, I was so excited for Beyonce. Like I said, well deserved. I mean, long overdue. And I was just happy that she went up there. That Blue actually led her up there. And yeah, it's a beautiful moment. I was sad that Mama Tina, because she didn't want to see them playing her daughter face again, didn't attend. I really wish she could have been there just to see and hold her baby afterward. But I'm sure they're seeing each other after the show, wherever. But yeah, it was a good award show. I mean, I thought it was. What did you think? Did you think it was a good award show? Did you think that anybody got snubbed? Do you think other people should have got other awards? Some of these were definitely not my predictions, or were they? I really don't even know what I said in my nomination video, because I know some of them I did get right. Because it's so funny, because me like watching Sabrina Carpenter's Tiny Desk and stuff, I really wasn't familiar with her, so I'm like, I know she better not win, X, Y, and Z, even though she did. But I was saying like Ari should have won Album of the Year. I remember that. I do want to mention like a few other things in there that I really didn't like dive into deep. Let's see. Benson Boone, he was pretty cool. His vocals were good. His energy was good. He loves a good flip. He never met a flip he didn't like. He flipped off the piano and all that stuff. Teddy Swims, his performance was good. Vocals were on point. And you know what? When I look at Teddy Swims, he looks like he can cook like some good ribs. Like he looked like he is a grill master out there. Like, I don't know what it is, but I feel like I want him to cook some ribs, and I think they would be like delicious. Shabuzi, his performance was cool. I don't know. I feel like it was something missing for me, but I was happy to see him get some spotlight on that stage and actually have a chance to perform. Bruno Mars and Gaga performed California Dreamin'. Oh, and shout out to the firefighters and all those who have been there for LA with the wildfires and all that stuff, and making sure that LA is getting rebuilt, and all those who donated to the, I think it was like fire relief. I can't remember the name of the charity. I believe it's a charity, but what they had on the screen, like the QR code that they had on the screen during the Grammys, and I think they had like 7 million donations. So shout out to those firefighters and everyone who donated. But they gave like a performance and like tribute to LA, California Dreamin', and the vocals were on point. Shakira, she got best Latin album, and then she performed, and I do like that during her speech, she basically touched on immigration and just, she was letting them know that they are seen, and not to be like discouraged, and that they're people too. Janelle Monáe, she was out there looking like Michael Jackson, doing a moonwalk, all that kind of stuff. I think she did a pretty good job. Some people feel like she didn't, but I feel like she did pretty good. I like Janelle Monáe. Alicia Keys, she used her. She got I think the Dr. Dre Impact Award, and for all the work that she do in the music industry and outside of it. And she used her time to like really talk about DEI and just let people know that our diversity makes us better. It's nothing wrong with being a diverse community and just getting to know more about one another, because there is a lot about my culture and things that I experienced that you may not know about or have experienced that may open your eyes to different things. It doesn't mean that anybody's better than the next. I'm not better than a white person or a Hispanic person, nor are they better than me. It's about finding what similarities we have, because we have more in common than we do that separates us. So yeah, I like that she spoke on that. But yeah, that was the 2025 Grammys. What did you think, guys? Let me know down in the comment. And also, I do have a new single out called Love Me Again. If you haven't listened to that yet, make sure you head over to Spotify. I'll have a link down in the description bar that you can click to take you over there. And I am on all streaming platforms, Apple Music, Amazon Prime, and I'm also here on YouTube too. It's on my channel. If you want to listen, leave a comment. Tell me what you want to think. Tell me what you think. But yeah, I appreciate all the support and love. And I know it's been a while since I posted a video, but YouTube has been like with the copywriting, and I've had like 3 or 4 videos I was going to upload and have tried, and the copyright that they just keep hitting me with like was kind of like really making me mad. So it kind of push back a lot of my videos, and I really just had to take a step back for a moment. But here I am. I'm back and ready to hit this these YouTube streets. But as always, guys, peace, love, blessings, and I'm gonna catch y'all in the next one. Bye. This ain't Texas. Ain't no hold 'em. Lay your cards down, 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 down.